Hi, my name is Delia Labanovici, your host of the Delio through TDZdaily.com. I'm former Miss Seattle 2013 and a Seattle-based retail business owner, so that makes me credible in some kind of way. Thank you for your support, TDZdaily.com. This week's episode is on shows that I used to watch and shows that I wish were still going on. Let's start off with Glee. I first started watching Glee in my college dorm room about, 4 years ago. And I started from the very beginning. I was initially intrigued by the show because of the music and the actors and my love for the arts, I guess you can say. And it was funny. It was a funny TV show. It was like this over-dramatized high school experience where the head cheerleader, who's a goody two-shoes, gets pregnant and, says it's the quarterback, but really it's the quarterback's best friend. It was just funny, and they played into the funny high school extremes. But in later seasons, it kind of got too controversial. And controversy is not necessarily a bad thing. I just think that it took away from what I wanted the show to be. I wanted it to be lighthearted, funny, and goofy, and it just turned too serious. I do really like the music in the show. A lot of people say that the covers that they do of songs are not very good, but I completely disagree. I think their music sometimes is even better than the original. I know, dare I say that. But that's what I think. Another show that I stopped watching is New Girl. I don't know why I stopped watching New Girl. I think I just grew tired of Zooey Deschanel's character as Jessica. I think that I'm just not interested in that anymore. So I can't give you an actual reason why I don't like that show. I think that I just grew tired of the character. Another show that I don't watch anymore is American Idol. I'd watched American Idol since season 1. And I have a great deal of respect for American Idol for the artists that it's brought into the music industry, like Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson. I love Clay Aiken, so please judge me for loving Clay Aiken, RJ Helton, Jennifer Hudson, just a handful of fantastic artists that I'm really grateful to American Idol for bringing pleasure to my ears because they are great vocalists. However, I'm so over the making fun of people, the bad singers. It's the same thing every season, and I haven't watched this season. It's not interesting anymore. I don't like the negativity that the show brings in the early episodes of the seasons. Same with The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I started watching in later seasons. I didn't start from the very beginning, but I started watching with my college roommates, and we'd watch every Monday night, and it was fun. It was easy. It was something we just did every Monday night, and I continued watching a little bit after. And it wasn't until a couple weeks ago when I was watching with my friends and we were like, all right, whatever we say about these people stays in this living room. We're not going to talk bad about these people in real life, but we have the opportunity to do it here. So this is like an open arena. We can say whatever we want. And, we went through that episode and we talked bad about the girls. But I sat in bed that night and I laid there and I was like, do I really want to be watching a show that brings so much negativity to my life that I have to preface the TV show with, I am going to gossip about these other women for the next 2 hours? Do I really want to put that negativity in my life? I think not. That's something I want to eliminate. So from now on, I will no longer be a watcher of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette for my own sake and for my own moral obligation to not treat women that way. And I know it's TV and I know it's supposed to be taken lighthearted, but that's just something I don't want to do anymore. All right, on to TV shows that I wish were still on TV. Friends, of course. I mean, do I even have to go there? What else do I have to say? We wish there were more Friends. The show did end in a good spot. I think that it was a perfect story. Oh, I love you, Friends. But I do wish that there were still more episodes. If that show could go on for the rest of my life, yes, please. Another TV show, one of my favorites that I just got into watching this year, I watched 8 seasons in only 3 months, is How I Met Your Mother. I love How I Met Your Mother for many reasons. I think I like it, one, because I like the idea of the friendship and how friendships evolve through time. I also like that I didn't like the character of Ted, if that made any sense. I grew to love his character, and I like that show made me fall in love with the character. At first I thought he was sappy, and he was illogical, and he was thinking of this perfect romantic scenario, and it was never going to happen. But towards the end of the seasons, you're like, yeah, Ted's going to find his wife. It's going to happen. And I'm not going to spoil anymore. Like, you have to watch that TV show. It's phenomenal. So fun. I wish that I had watched it slower, because I went through all the seasons so fast. I wish I would have savored the TV show. Like The Office. I love The Office. I wish that The Office was still going on. I still liked it even after Steve Carell left. I think that the writers did a good job of still bringing the same essence to the show. It was still funny, and I still loved it. And I'm bummed that it was canceled. And lastly, my favorite TV show of all time only lasted 2 seasons. How is that even possible? The TV show was called Pushing Daisies. Pushing Daisies was going on during the writer's strike, so I think that's what had happened to the show, that it just couldn't get through the momentum of the writer's strike that happened a couple of years ago. But let me tell you a little bit about what Pushing Daisies is about. It's about this guy named Ned, and Ned has this gift, sort of say, this gift of bringing people who had passed away back to life with one touch. So first touch, he brings them back to life, and if he keeps them alive for longer than 60 seconds, so longer than a minute, then someone else dies in their place. But then he can't touch them again, or they're dead for good. But he could also touch dead people and then keep them alive for under 60 seconds, then touch them again, and then they die for good, and no one else dies. So what happens in the story is Ned is a baker, and it's set in like kind of a 50s feel. Everything is colorful and elaborate. So it's set in that kind of area, but it's modern time. So Ned owns the bakery, and then there's this girl, Olive, who's a server at his bakery, and she's just madly in love with him. But he doesn't see her in that way. And then here's where like kind of the love triangle comes to play. He brings his childhood sweetheart back to life, who had passed away. But remember the twist, he can't touch her, or else she dies for good after 60 seconds. So the whole show is like Ned loves Chuck. Chuck's the girl he brings back to life, his childhood sweetheart. So they can't touch, and I love the innocence of that they can't touch, that there isn't that physical, there is a physical desire, but there isn't that lust of actually touching that person. So I think it makes it even more romantic. Another twist is Ned helps a detective solve crimes by bringing the dead people back to life and then asking them how he died. So they solve a lot of murder cases in that way. And everything is just so colorful and I would really advise that you buy Pushing Daisies, both seasons. It's really that good. Oh, and my favorite composer composes. His name is Jim Dooley. Oh, the music is so cute. I use it as my ringtones. I mean, phenomenal. Really watch Pushing Daisies. I highly recommend it. So that's just my opinion on shows you should watch and shows that I no longer watch. If you'd like to see any more videos, follow me at TDZdaily.com. That's the website. And then I also have my personal Twitter account at Delia, and we have a Twitter account at TDZdaily. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening to me ramble about my passions. Have a good week. Stay tuned.